What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com, and welcome back to another one of our Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks. We're going to do it quickly today. Kind of a quiet weekend, not going to lie, but we'll kind of get on here and talk about a couple of nice ones that we hit. We hit a lot this weekend of like pick threes where we played it for $12 and it won 30. You know, those type of things happen a lot, and doubles kind of the same way. But one nice pick five that we'll talk about Fairgrounds. Let's go the early pick five on Thursday. So we did Fairgrounds for Thursday, $96 ticket, kind of what you normally hear to see from us. So this one I thought paid a little more than it should, even though it wasn't great. So we started off 4 deep, 3, 6, 9, and 10, got the 6 home there. Country guy. And again, I say this all the time. You go 4 deep and you get your top choice. You're always like, oh, shit, we're in trouble now. Because these short races, we're probably going to get beat on. But anyway, you're alive, so you feel decent about it at least. Went 3, 6 in the next leg, race 2 here. Got a decent enough payout here with the 6. Beat the 5, who was the favorite, Mrs. Speaker. So I did feel good. We went 2 deep and we beat the favorite. So, you're kind of like, okay, maybe we redeemed ourselves a little bit. Once again, though, another top pick. And so even when you're 2 deep and your top pick wins, you do have that feeling of, man, should have singled there. But top pick wins were 2 for 2. We did hit the double there as well. That was one of those doubles, like I said, $9.90 for $1. We had it for 3. So, you're looking at like a $30 payout on a $12 ticket. We had a lot of that all week long. A lot of the strong opinions came in, but then maybe we would miss where we didn't have strong opinions. But anyway, let's keep going here. Race 3 on the card. This time 2, 3, 5, and 6. That's who we used in this one. Very non-stressful situation here as, 3 of our horses come in there, and actually top 4 came in because the 6 was in 4th. Another short price. So, even though we keep the tickets low, that's one of the things. You'll never see a pick 5 ticket over $100 if you buy the Rockets. That is it. Now if you want to play them for more, we list the other horses that we like in those races, but our specific tickets will never go over 100. But even as now you sit there and you see the payouts that we've got, you're sitting on a $96 ticket. You're like, yeah, this isn't going to be great. These payouts aren't going to be fantastic for us, but still we're alive and we got 3 by 2 to end this thing. We go to this leg, and this was the big one without any question. We went 2, 8, and 9, and this made you breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. The 8 was the longest price we used. The 8 wins the race, pays $20.20, and you're like, okay, well, I know I'm holding a ticket here that's at least going to make it worthwhile. The 2 horse. Clearly, Cooper, that one would not have been good. We needed the 8 to win. We needed a little bit of an upset there. Like I said, about a 9-1 shot there wins it. So, good news is you're 4 out of 4. Bad news is you've only got 2 horses in the last, so you're a little bit worried about that. But still, at least you're holding a ticket that's at least going to be valuable to you. You go down to the last leg here, and look, we're live to the 3 and the 8. The 3 would have been much better for a payout. But look, we're late in the race. At Fairgrounds, the cameras aren't great. It's kind of hard to see who is that closing away on the outside. Thankfully, it was the 8 FTW Slam. For a long time, looked like, well, we're busted here in this 5th leg, but FTW Slam comes rolling home and gets the job done and wins this one for us. And like I said, $96 ticket. It wasn't great. $458.10 the payout here for the pick 5. So, like I said, it's nothing that's you're going to get overly excited about, but still it's a nice little score there for us to open up Thursday. The other good thing about this is pretty much our top choice. Maybe not our top choice, but our first choice or our second choice won these races. So you hit a lot of these pick 3s and doubles along the way as well. So even though, 458, obviously minus the 96, so you're looking at like a 360 payout as far as profit. You also made some nice profits along the way here. So, you're exiting these 5 races up $450, $500. So it was a good way to get it going Thursday. Unfortunately, a lot of times, this week, those pick 3s and those double payouts were just to cover the pick 5 losses because we just could not connect on a pick 5. And one more we're going to talk about here. Like I said, it was nice to get that one home. I'm going to pull up Aqueduct from Cigar Mile Day for you now because this is kind of what I'm talking about as far as, man, we kind of felt like I was right there a lot, just couldn't quite finish it out. I'll pull up now. The one ticket we did really cash, it was a nice one here. The Aqueduct middle pick 4. That was races 4, 5, and 6. I'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about some of the misses of the pick 5 on this day, where I exited this day and said, man, half the races all over it. Couldn't have been better. And then half the races was just like, what the hell was that? But the problem is, when you go every other race, well, you're not going to string together too much from these pick 5, and especially pick 5s, but even at pick 3s and doubles at times. But this was a nice pick 3 here. As you see, I got it up on the screen now. 2 by 2 by 3. Usually how we do this. Again, we play limited budgets as far as the picks, as far as the tickets that we give out. Again, you can structure this however you want, but our recommended pick 3s are never going to go over the $15 mark. And our recommended doubles, depending on the level that we play, we're never doing more than 2 by 2 or 1 by 2. Now, the amounts may vary. If I'm really confident in the double, I'll put it up there for $5 or $10, or if I'm not, maybe it's $3. So, doubles, 12 to $20 range usually for those. But anyway, let's talk about this pick 3 as I ramble on here. Two in the first leg, just the 1 and the 8. The 1 just not great. The 8 wins, pays $8.30. So that's a good start to your pick 3. And this was another good one too. We went 6-8 in the next leg. The 6 first choice, the 8 second choice. So a second choice going too deep wins the first 2 legs of this pick 3. Anytime that happens, you feel the opposite. You're like, I've structured it perfectly. If I would have singled, I'm out. If I went 4 deep, then I'm wasting bullets. I went 2 deep, my second choice wins. That's perfect. And then you get to the last leg, 2, 3, 8, who we used. And guess what? The 2 was the third horse on the ticket. So, sometimes you just get, for lack of a better term, you just get lucky and you structure it right. So 2, 3, 8 wins it there. And you see, this is, I preach it every week, and it probably gets old to some people, but I just, if new people are watching, I just want to always harp on it. Don't forget to play the pick 3s. This was a $12 ticket here in the middle of the card that paid $170. All of a sudden, those 2 pick 5s are covered that we lost on here by this one cash. And it really just lessens the sting. You can't, in my opinion, you got to mix in some safer type of bets if you're playing pick 5s on a card. And I think pick 3s and doubles, that's a very good thing to do. So yeah, listen, it was nice. I mentioned the daily double. We did hit this daily double on a $3 wager from races 4 and 5. So that was a pretty good profit of about $50 once you get the ticket cost out of there. So some decent stuff here, just not the big ones that we all like to crow about, right? But anyway, a nice little job there. But so what happened with the late pick 5? So basically, what I do a lot of times with these pick 3s, if I am singled to a horse in the pick 5 sequence, I'll play a couple more horses in a smaller pick 3, a $12 ticket, to try to cover. Okay, if that single loses, but still a horse that I kind of liked in the race wins, well, then we're still going to get some kind of consolation, which worked out here because I actually singled the 3 in the late pick 5 here, Overstep, who obviously gets third. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. I'll go through this real quick here. So we lose the pick 5 because we singled there. I'll go ahead and take this off to eliminate confusion there. So we miss it. But you go to this race, I use 237. It comes in 372. So again, it's like what I'm talking about. Boom. All over the race. You come to this one, didn't use Dr. B. And it's just like, that was a clear winner. And it's like, well, I wasn't really close. Then you go to this one, boom, used all 3 of these horses that finished in the rims from 3, 7, and 5. So it's like, you're all over it. Not only are you getting the winner, like you've got the try there if you played it, and I know we're talking about pick 4s, pick 5s, pick 3s, stuff like that. But again, it's like you're all over a race. Then you go to this one. I had Senior Buscador, but I didn't have Hoist of Goal. I didn't have Castle Chaos. I didn't have 3 Technique. So, I only had 1 horse in the top 4 that I used on the ticket. So that was Aqueduct on that day. Just crazy. And by the way, last thing before we get off of the Rockets hits and heartbreaks this week, how much credit do we have to give Hoist of Gold? Holy shit, he ran a 109 buyer. He won by 4.5 lengths. He was incredible. I sat here with a win ticket on Senior Buscador. I think he went off at either 7-2 or 4-1. I don't quote me on that. I don't remember. Don't tend to remember when they lose, right? But I thought Senior Buscador ran one of the best races of his career. He ran a triple-digit buyer. He beat everybody else by multiple lengths, and he still loses by 4.5. That's horse racing in a nutshell. It's a tough game sometimes when that happens, but we'll live to fight another day. All right. That'll do it for the Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks this week. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back next week. We've got a lot going on, and my favorite racetrack opens. Oaklawn Park. Oaklawn Park opens on Friday, so obviously Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll have the Rockets for Oaklawn. We'll have Gulfstream as well, and we'll have Aqueduct as well. We'll keep grinding, and those are kind of the 3 tracks we'll use. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching this week, and I'll see you right back here next week.